thank everyone for coming out again to talk about this matter, because it seems that some people still don't get it. Today, just like the last time, I encourage you to listen with open ears and listen to everything that is said to you today, and go home. Do your own research. Be your own judge. And then re-enter the world. So we have a few speakers lined up for today. Our first one is Maryse. I hope that much like yesterday, or much like Thursday, we can keep this quiet, we can keep it peaceful for all the speakers while they speak, and make it another day filled with education for everyone. So first speaker.
Thank you all for coming here today. This second protest was put together this week because fighting for Black lives is not just a one-shot battle or a post on Instagram. It is a constant, ongoing battle. I'm Maryse-soleil. I'm Black and non-binary. I'm here on behalf of Black and queer youth. Being Black, I can almost guarantee you, all of us have had an experience that we think about when the term racism comes up. This could be being called the N-word for the first time, being profiled for the first time, or something much smaller and sneakier like being touched on the head and compared to the likes of a dog. We as minorities are united by our traumas, our own experiences, and seeing constant deaths in social media. Every day, it's a new body, a new hashtag, a new video, and another unjust murder.
No more!
In terms of Black and Indigenous people, I think the world loves to hate us because there's so much that's loved. You love the hair on top of our heads to the point where it's mimicked with straws, or the styles we use to keep it safe, but call it unfitting for the workplace or ghetto. Love what we wear to show our royalty, then call it trash, steal it, and rebrand it as high fashion. Y'all just love native headdresses to wear to Coachella because it's cute, but then turn a blind eye when an Indigenous woman goes missing. You love the melanin in our skin, get tans to the point where you're darker than us, then reap the fruits of white privilege while keeping the aesthetic of being Black. You love the way we talk, but are quick to call us uneducated when we learn your languages first. And in the end, you love to call us feisty, but suddenly it's not a good thing when we're feisty regarding our rights and lives. Sure, you love us, but not when it doesn't give anything in return. Let it be known that being Black or Indigenous in America is suffocating. Not only are we literally suffocated, but also by a system that was never made for us and law enforcers that took an oath to serve and protect in big, bold letters, but in small font underneath, with exceptions. And it's so bad. Our lives mattering is a political statement. Nothing more, just mattering. And it's something up for debate. Talking about the trauma we go through, the things we endure, it's not seen as a fact, but as a political statement. I have some political statements for you. This country was built on stolen Indigenous land by Black people who were stolen from their land, yet Black and Indigenous people are murdered at an alarming rate, and the murderers are rarely prosecuted because they wear a badge. You wonder why we're mad. Because we're enraged and we're furious, but most of all, we're empowered. We're empowered and fighting for a time where we aren't scared of walking in a hoodie, putting our hands in our pockets, using our phones, playing with a toy, writing a check, being on our own land, and being in our own homes. for the Black, Indigenous, and queer lives that were lost. Change is coming. This is a revolution, and freedom comes when there is no fear.
All right, so I'm going to be the next speaker. My name's Jordan. Some of you guys heard me speak the other day. Some of you might have heard me speak the other day on Thursday. Some of you didn't. When I was asked to speak again today, I was honestly quite torn. Over the last 48 hours, I've received countless messages, texts, notifications. People have shared my video, commented on it, and liked it. While I'm appreciative of that, I don't want to lose the essence of the message. I didn't do this for any recognition or clout. I didn't do this because I wanted people to see me or hear me. I did this because it's the right thing to do. Because it's bigger than me. Because it's bigger than me, and it's bigger than anything else. This is literally a fight for human rights. This was done to be a part of the change, be a part of something our kids will talk about, how we were a part of the revolution, a part of history. I did this because I'm part of the problem. My skin color has been used too long to perpetuate hate and discrimination on a false reality that we are somehow more superior. For what reason? I did this because we have to. We, the white people, caused this, and it's up to us to fix it. Not up to our brothers and sisters of color to fix a system that was designed to break them. That's ridiculous. Don't thank me for saying these words. Don't thank me for speaking up for you. Don't thank me for voicing what's real. Just do better and be better. The time for pretending to care is over. It's not time to care because everyone else is. It's not cool or a sweet Instagram post to make a sign and join a protest. Caring for human lives is not sexy or cool. It's literally human decency. I got angry being at the protest on Thursday. Just like today, there's going to be so many powerful stories I couldn't even truly understand. Sure, I could feel the people's emotions and I can empathize with them, but I couldn't truly understand what these people have gone through. And that's sad. This is happening right here, right now, and the fact that I couldn't truly understand was the biggest eye-opener and slap in the mouth I could have gotten. I hope y'all did too, and I hope you do right now. I hope this makes you uncomfortable. I hope it makes you squirm. I hope it gives you a vivid picture in your head. My whole perspective of this town changed for me on Thursday. I grew up here, born and raised. I realize now, if I want to spark a real change, it needs to start here. It needs to start with us, and it needs to start right now. Yes! Literally all of us have to support the place we live in first. Support Black business owners. Support the organizations that are out there making positive change in the community. Don't just come to these protests, post about it on social media, and then do nothing about it. That's not good enough. I want you all to think for a second. Try and understand for a second. Listen to the words for a second. Feel their pain for a second. Now imagine having to do that for a whole lifetime. I did this because saying you understand your privilege isn't good enough. One of the beautiful women who spoke earlier this week, Shelley Skinner, said something so powerful the other day. She said, "What's next, people?" So yeah, what's next, people? The past isn't the past. After 400 plus years, it's no longer considered the past. This is the present, and it's still happening blatantly and systematically at all levels of society. It's time we stand up and actually do something instead of waiting around until we have to create a new hashtag or donate to memorials for people that didn't deserve to die. So what's next, people?
It's time to change the world!
Let me tell you. Educate. Learn. take action. We can say things like change the system or defund the police or vote until we're blue in the face. But if we don't have anyone who's actually trying to do that, then it still can't happen. Put more people of color in positions of power. Bring more people of color into programs and positions of leadership where they are interacting with people that can actually relate to them. Email the councillors of our 10 wards. Research them and learn what they are about. Educate yourself on who is looking to take on the things that we, the collective people, want and need. If there isn't anyone doing it, then we'll find somebody that will. In every way possible, just keep learning. We can change the system. We can tear it down and rebuild it properly. If we want to defund the police, we all need to know what that means, besides writing it on a piece of cardboard. What are we going to input in place of the police? Where are we going to allocate funds better instead? Let's figure those things out. This fight has been ongoing forever, and we're quite behind. It's time to truly join in the fight, and that's white people, I'm talking to you. Take the killer cops out of the blue uniform and into the orange jumpsuits. Teach police officers and people of authority that... Police officers and people of authority that not being able to control your emotions or making a mistake is no excuse to kill someone, because either way, that's still murder. Stop letting people get away with racism due to ignorance. Stop showing you care, but only during Black History Month. And why is that even a thing? History is history. We just don't talk about that particular history because we don't like to admit that white people have systematically murdered millions of people, stolen land and claimed it as our own, and then built a broken system with those same people we stole the land from. Stop racially profiling within policing, the workforce, and pretty much all levels of society. Stop incarcerating black and browns for the same crimes that whites get let off for. Stop just saying Black Lives Matter and actually prove Black Lives Matter. When all lives are considered to be equal, when all lives are represented in the system and within positions of power, when all lives are properly taken care of and supported, then and only then will I be okay with you making a sign that says all lives matter.
Amazing. Amazing. One more time for Jordan. Those are the voices that need to be heard, that people want to hear, because of how powerful they are coming from someone that looks like you. No matter how unfortunate that may be, it is what it is at this point. Next, we have Theo with his experiences.
First off, I'd like to say thank you to everyone who appeared today. When we first started organizing this, I had no clue it would get this big, but I'm so thankful that it did. My name is Theo Taylor, and along with some of my friends and some lovely people who organized Thursday's protest, we put this together. I am not black, that much is obvious. But friends of mine, who I consider family, are. I will never understand the struggle of being a person of color in a place that hates you for your skin. But I can work towards creating a world where my kids won't grow up hearing about dead black kids on the TV. Sometimes the true disparity of not being able to trust your government hits. That in the US, in places not far from here and on our own soil, the police are firing rubber bullets at protesters' heads. Canada is not immune to police brutality and systemic racism. And while I have you, I'd like to bring attention to the murders of trans women of color, which has been declared officially an epidemic. And while This may be a little radical for some of you, but if you are not here for autistic people of color, LGBT people of color, poor people of color, disabled people of color, you are not here. Your activism is performative. We need change. We need justice. We need to remember the names of everyone killed at the hands of those in power and never forget them. No justice, no peace.
Practicing safety measures. A common thing that we see here is that there are young people speaking out about the injustices that they see in the system right now. And something that we all need to keep in mind is that these are the people that are going to be running for office in the future. These are the people that are going to be in power in the future. So these are the people that we need to encourage to speak their truths, to tell us about their experiences, because no matter how big or small your experience is, it'll touch somebody. And I think that we all learned that on Thursday. So I hope that we're all listening with open ears, as I always say, because some people don't. And some people don't know what that means. But listen with open ears, because all these messages, they hit home. So we have our next speaker. And like we've said many times today, everyone matters, everyone's voices matter. And we're trying to give everyone from every type of background the opportunity to speak on this, because it's not just us that sees it. And I refuse to have any more people tell me that we're making a big deal out of this when it's been going on for centuries.
Hi everybody, my name is Trace. I just want to talk very, very briefly about the intersectionality between the queer and trans community and the black community. For those who don't know me, I'm multiracial. My mother's side is Spanish Jamaican, and my father's side is Macedonian Greek. Growing up in Toronto, I was born in the 60s. Growing up in Toronto, going to school, the kids used to call me a zebra because I was black and white. I thought it was cool. I'm like, yeah, I'm the zebra. And then as soon as they thought it was cool, they're like, yeah, we're not calling you that anymore. Anyway, I just want to say one thing. My grandmother, my black Jamaican grandmother, back in 2005, after I had come out to her, she'd already known I was queer for 25 years by that point. In 2005, when I came out as trans to her, and I said, Grandma, I need you to call me he now. She looked at me and she said, the only thing I have to say is if you want to be a man, you walk down the street and you be a man. Be a good man. She just wanted me to be the best at everything I wanted to be. Go out there and be the best man you can be. She said, the only thing I have worry about is violence coming towards you now that you're going to be a man, now that you're going to be a racialized man, now that you're going to be seen as a black racialized person. I'm afraid for you walking in the streets. She was more concerned about my safety than my sexuality. So when people try to say that black and queer and trans communities are separate communities, they're not. It's my life. And I know I'm not the only one.
So our next speaker is from Barrie, Olivia. I wake up, I check in with everyone, mass messages. Every Black, Brewster, and Latino family member that I have. Mass thread. Is anyone in the hospital? Is everyone here? Anyone arrested? Who needs my PayPal? Anyone need supplies? This is my new reality. What's yours? Are you enjoying the ability to visit your cottages? Go to Winners? What is it? Do you feel your white privilege? This is something I wonder. I wonder what it is like for all of you during this war. And when I say war, after much consideration, but a police state in a civil rights movement means war. Civil war, revolution. And let's not be light and tiptoe around this because I am fucking pissed. And you guys should be too. The other day, my cousin was on a Facebook Live while protesting and the police pepper sprayed him in the fucking face. Okay? What was he doing wrong? Is that what you're saying to yourselves right now? Because if you are, you're part of the problem and you're not welcome here. Okay? Not part of my revolution and not part of ours, that's for sure. So I grew up here. Maybe some of you guys know me, and maybe some of you guys don't. I spent years of my life being stripped of my Black identity by many of the faces that I see in this crowd today. I got, "You're not that Black," or, "Sorry, my parents don't want you at my birthday party this year." Okay? And I just want to say that all the white kids that spent all those years doing that to me, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. You've learned, you've grown up. In flat irons for you with grease, and I tried my best to look like all of you, but I'm here after years of traveling and soul searching to say that I am Black, beautiful, and proud. I found myself in California in my early 20s, and I married a pretty cool Mexican dude who can make the best tacos. I learned how to speak Spanish and I became more cultured. We got pregnant and the panic set in. What were we doing in the US about to have a Mexican Black baby in white America? White privilege and motherhood is real. How many mothers are in the crowd here today? Can you guys please stand up for me and raise your hands and make a huge scene? Because I want you guys to know that you're fighting for your children's future. Baby, I had to spend my entire pregnancy worrying if my child was going to be killed by police. Did you? That's my reality. I was pulled over 37 times in my first year living in Santa Cruz, California. Every time my anxiety would skyrocket. Are they going to kill me? Are they going to kill him? My crime? Driving while Black. That is my reality. We decided that we were no longer safe there for my son to grow up in a country that his father was once so proud to be part of. We came home to Canada, and my family's reaction, my white family's reaction, he's Mexican? Oh no, your uncle isn't gonna like that. Racism in my own family, that's my reality. My great-great-grandfather was Albert Jackson, an escaped slave from Delaware. He escaped as a toddler and was the first Black letter carrier in Toronto. He had a son, my great-grandfather. He fought for a British loyalist for your freedom. And imagine fighting alongside those who enslaved your father, dying at work, cause of death, beaten to death. That's my reality. So, you know what, y'all, I'm tired of my reality, okay? I can't do this alone. And I can't fight aggressively against racists anymore because I've been doing it since I was 4 and I'm fucking tired, y'all. I'm hurt. And I'm hurt because I watched 8 minutes and 45 seconds of a
black man losing his life while he cried out for his mama. And my fears of my beautiful, innocent son to become another mother's, my fears for my son became another mother's reality. So all you mothers that just stood up, know that you were summoned the moment that George Floyd cried out, "I want my mama!" You were summoned to fight for the future of my son so that he and our children can all have the same equal opportunities, so that my beautiful innocent son does not have to become a statistic of police brutality. My son, he wants to be a locomotive engineer. He's 4 years old, his name is Gibson Nunez, and he is not a threat. I cannot rest until my fears are put to rest. Do not stop fighting until my reality is no more, because if I lose my fucking son over this shit, you can bet your asses that this whole fucking place is gonna be on fire.
Thank you for that.
This really is a revolution, and all of you guys are here to be a part of history, but I saw a quote, and I want to read it to you guys, because I think it's relevant in light of everything that's being said today. And many of you have maybe seen this quote. So, what if 2020 isn't canceled? What if 2020 is the year we've been waiting for? A year so uncomfortable and so painful, so scary and so raw, that it finally forces us to grow. A year that screams so loudly, finally awakening us from our ignorant slumber. A year we finally accept the need for change, declare change, work for change, and become the change. A year we finally band together, and instead of pushing each other further apart, 2020 is not canceled, but rather this is the most important year of our lives. Our next speaker is Sierra.
Sorry, just give me 1 second here. I'm getting my notes up because I know I'm going to be stupid and forget stuff. But, okay, so first I'm just going to introduce myself a little bit. First glance, some of you may know me, some of you may not. My name's Sierra. I go by Nev, because middle name. But I'm actually mixed, half-half, white mom, black dad. So I went to elementary school and high school in Barrie, and unfortunately, I want to end that sentence with unfortunately, because it fucking sucked. I went to St. Marguerite de Ville, just a little elementary school behind Walmart up there, and I was bullied for my hair, straighten that shit all the time, you can tell. Trying to get that back, but I also received discrimination unknowingly, because honestly I didn't even realize at this point because I was so young, by the authority figures at my elementary school. My best friend right here, she's sitting right here, she's recording me. She was the only other mixed girl in my grade. One of the only ones in this school. But when I first saw her, that is not what I saw. I saw a friend. I saw someone I can be friends with. We have been best friends for over 14 years. And we have endured so much bullshit. I also struggle with mental health. And on top of that, I got, well, it kind of coincides. I got bullied in elementary school. And one of the girls that bullied me, her father was one of those like schoolyard supervisors or whatever. So she kind of had that mask on her, I guess. They would try to protect her. I don't know. But this girl bullied me, bro. Okay, and I'm not gonna lie to y'all. There's nothing wrong with being on the bigger side. There's nothing wrong with being on the bigger side. But when I was younger, that was like, oh my god, like, oh, she's fat. Who fucking cares, first and foremost? But, so when I was younger, that was like the big thing, you would bully someone over or whatever. But, so since they knew about my issues, like my mental health issues and stuff, and they're like, oh, she's troubled, like, da-da-da, and she's picking on this girl. What the fuck? I'm picking on a girl because of my mental health issues? No, this girl picked on me all the time. I tried to go to the office about it. They didn't do nothing because of her father as an authority figure at the school. This one too, she was bullied too. We had to deal with it all the time. Like, okay. Sorry, yeah, I also have like anxiety disorder. I'm shaky a little bit, but I'm gonna start talking about my high school experience. Actually, no, rewind. Just let me go back to my elementary school for a second. You can tell I'm all over the place, like my nose, it's bad. But my little brother, so as I said, I'm mixed. Me and my siblings have different dads though. So I have an older brother and a younger brother. My little brother, he is like 12. Except him, you can clearly see that he's a mixed child. Like, he's light-skinned. You can clearly see it. When I look at that kid, all I see is just someone who wants to have fun with everyone else. He does not look at skin. If you upset him, yeah, he might fire back like a human does. But when he was in like grade 4, the brother of a girl that I also went to elementary school with got on him for some stupid playground bullshit. And he called him an ape. He called my probably like 10-year-old brother an ape because of the color of his skin. And my brother came home and he was like, what the why is this kid calling me an ape? And I honestly don't know if he still knows, or I don't know if he knows like anything yet. And I honestly, after the Barrie protest on Thursday, I wanted to sit down and tell him, but I don't know if I can. I don't want my little brother to go out and play in the street and be scared that he's gonna get pulled over or shot or something because of the color of his skin. Okay, now I'm gonna try to get back on my list to go to my high school. So, I went to St. Joan of Arc High School, and again, I'm ending that sentence with unfortunately because it fucking sucked, and I will say that till I go to my grave. So when I got to high school, a lot of people were like, what's your background? Like, you look funny. I was like, oh, I'm mixed. Like, how are you mixed? You don't look mixed. Brother, I don't know what to tell you, that's just in my DNA, like, that's just what I am, it is what it is. So they're like, oh, that means you get to say the N-word, right? So why is that the first thing that comes to your head? Like, why do y'all want to say that so bad? You know the pain behind that word, right? And when one time in high school, a boy was trying to get me to go sleep at his house on a Monday. Wasn't interested in the first place, but this boy's trying to get me to go sleep at his house. I'm like, no, sorry, like, mama let me, da-da-da, giving every female bullshit excuse because I know this guy's gonna come at me if I say, no, I don't want to. And he goes, okay, rap. He said it with a hard ER. He was trying to make me feel some type of way. And then when I didn't talk to him after that, because like, what the fuck am I going to talk to you after that for? He messaged me, he's like, oh, why you never talk to me anymore? Hello? Like, what do you mean? And he's like, oh, my cousins are black, like, da-da-da, like...
That's not about that, though.
Exactly. My cousins are black, and honestly, I'm like 90% sure he said from Argentina. I might be wrong, but I'm not 100% sure if Argentinians are Argentinian, I don't know. But, like, I went through high school hearing the white kids say it all the time. And when I was like, oh, you can't say that, he's like, oh, I'm not saying it towards nobody. Okay, but you are. You're saying it towards everyone, regardless if you're singing it in a song. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all, like, if I'm singing a song, I'll say it because it's been used against me numerous times. I do not go around saying,
Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain. We all have sorrow. But if we are wise, we'll know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on. For it won't be long. I'm gonna need to lean on. So just call me brother when you need a hand. 'Cause we all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Don't ever forget it. Don't ever forget it. Our next speaker is Terrell, and he's had some personal experiences that'll bring us back.
How's it going, everybody? I just want to say thank you for everyone for coming out. This means a lot. The fact that we even got this many people out twice in such a short notice means a whole lot to me. I just want to start this off. I don't know if this seems a little vulgar to you, but I gotta ask the crowd. I want every white person that has children here to look at your child's face and ask yourself if you want to see your child on the news, gunned down by police, that you pay with your tax-paying money to protect your children. I want you to ask yourselves, can you really sleep at night knowing that there's little black children out here like my own, like my son beside me, that are scared to walk around simply because they are black? Can you really sleep at night with that thought? Something has to change, and it needs to change now. I'm going to give you a personal experience, something small, but it impacted me for the rest of my life. And it took me years to look at white people, honestly, differently because of this situation. I had moved to Kingston, Ontario, back when I was about 12 years old. One of the most racist cities I've ever experienced in my life. From the law to the court system, to the community around me, to the schooling system. As me and my sister were the only black or colored, period, the only colored that was There was nothing else. There wasn't even a Chinese, an Asian, anything, an Indian. There was nothing. There was me and my sister getting called the N-word every day. Walking through the cafeteria, getting called the N-word. I remember 2 days, I think it was 2 or 3 days after I had moved to Kingston, I got called at Old Henry Bar with nuts. Can you picture that? Picture that. The sad part is the same white kid that said that to me walks around with his pants sagging, you know, singing rap music, loves the black culture, but can't stand a black man in the flesh. I don't understand. And I see that too much. I see white guys driving around listening to Tupac, but are the first ones to call out nigger. I'm sick of it. And to a lot of points that were already made, I'm gonna repeat it. I'm sick of seeing, yes, this goes to the women, I'm sorry. I'm sick of seeing women love the black man. But where are you when it's time to stand? You don't mind talking about it on social media, but when it comes time to come and stand with the people, half you are never here. Now, I'm not going to get too deep into this because honestly, a lot of this touches my heart. Too much. I've gotten in arguments in the last few days just having these conversations with people. Some of my best friends I've yelled at for this. As a status Métis native and a black man, I will not stand for any more of this. I will fight back. And I just want to say a word about my friend, Orlando Brown. He was close to me. I was working with him musically. The day that happened to that man, he was supposed to be with me in the studio. And I had to work, so I couldn't be with him. To watch that man get tased like that in the street, and nobody did shit. But then those same people who stood around wanted to post about it, like it was a trending thing. I'm sick of seeing this shit on the news. My fucking brothers and sisters are probably terrified to go outside half the time. You think I want my son to grow up in a world where he has to be terrified because of his fucking skin color? And I will say this, just like you've probably seen on the internet, on TikTok and all over. If this was my son, gunned down in the street, I'm burning everything down. Everything. My brothers, my sisters, my brother right here. I will take everything down for them. And I want everyone to start fighting back for what is right. Thank you.
That's a family. Can you imagine how many families don't get to see powerful powerful black men like that come home some nights?
It's not fair.
It's not fair. That's right. It's not fair.
We need to change.
We do need to change, like we've said time and time again throughout all of this. This is a revolution. So if you don't take anything from this, I am so sorry for you, because this is a revolution. And it's happening right now. Right now. And if you don't want to be on the right side of this revolution, just get out of here. Please, for the love of God, get out. People are tired. People are broken and they are hurt. And it is over something as simple as wanting to live. To walk around and not be looked at as a thug. To not be looked at as a threat. Who wants to spend 400 years talking about that? It's over. We're done. We're done. We're done. We're done. This is it. This is a time for change. You guys were so excited for 2020. Well, the vision's clear now. It's clear now. We're on our way out of here. We're on our way to a whole nother level where we can be one, where we can unite with each other. And we're not walking around worried about what's going to happen to our siblings, what's going to happen to our cousins. That's ridiculous. And it's over. And the fact that all of you are here, please take it and please make it be over. Because it's up to you. You need to be the change that you wish to see in the world, people. So don't sit there and be discouraging other people for their actions and doing the same thing. Don't sit there and listen to people talk about things you know are wrong. And let it happen. Because that's not how you stop this. That's not how you be a voice in this revolution. You be a voice in this revolution by sticking up for people that don't look like you. To people that look like you. That is how you make a difference. We're not allowed to do this. We're not allowed to do this. Yeah. So, we have a few more speakers. But, with everything that has already been said today, and what has been being said over the past few weeks, the fact that this has been brought into the forefront of our lives means it's time to change. That means that there's no more accepting what's been going on. There's no more allowing the things that we know are wrong to happen because... Thank you guys for coming here and listening and trying to understand. Because some of you may not fully understand, but for trying to understand what is going on. Because that's all we need to make a change. It's just the belief that we can.
Your rules, your amendments.
Of course, and we have been working just on that note. For those of you who don't know, on Thursday night, we made history. We were one of the largest gatherings that Barrie has seen in 20 years. From that gathering, the mayor made a statement. He is ready for change. From that gathering, we had the councillor of this ward say he's ready for change. Not only did he say he was ready for change, but he released all the details on the whole police budget. So if you're curious, take a look. $56 million go to your police.
Defund the police.
For what? I don't know. Do you know how many programs have been... Do you know how many not-for-profits are run here in town for not a cent, but have made a larger change in this community than the police have? Keenan? Is he here? Keenan Aylwin, everybody! Councillor! We are holding you accountable to the change that is happening, Keenan! And I hope you're ready! Thank you! Thank all of you! Keep your voices going because we are being heard. And that is all we've ever wanted, was to be heard. So again, hello Barrie. Welcome to the revolution. So at our last meetup, there was 8 minutes and 46 seconds of silence on our knees, in which it broke a few people down and made them cry and really think about the fact that 8 minutes and 46 seconds to be kneeling on a black man's neck is too long.
Too long.
It's too long. And it showed everyone that not only was it inhumane, but it was something that he was so comfortable with doing, he did it on camera. And he believed the system enough that he would not be prosecuted for it. And that is why it is important to hear our voices and stop the violence. So right now, I am not going to make you kneel for 8 minutes and 46 seconds, but I do want you to think about that during this moment of silence. And we will remember all the black men, the beautiful, melanated kings that were taken by people on disgusting ego trips. Because it's not good, it's not cops versus people. It's good versus evil, and that's that. Kindness is a choice. Make the right choice. That's all I'm saying. Alright, so I'll ask everyone to take a knee, and we'll take 2 minutes of silence. To remember all that have been lost to the injustices and police brutality, but the injustices that happen all across the board for black people. Take a moment. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Let's be the people that make sure that those are never someone's last words again.